Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 20 of Forgecraft. Hanging out today, it's just me and Rorax. How you doing, Rorax?
Hiya.
I think T-Love is out of town and Soren's off for the night, and T-Love built a really neat system, but he's fallen prey to one of the classic blunders.
What blunder would that be?
Well, you know, of the classic blunders, there are many that are well known. The first of which is to never get into a land war in Asia. But the second of which is never build an automation system without handling overflow.
Ah.
We've got more redstone than I know what to do with. That's pretty much where we're at. So I'm thinking my plan for today would be something along the lines of cleaning up this automated redstone. So I'm thinking, I wonder if there's a way that I can obviously build an auto crafter that converts redstone into redstone blocks. But I'm wondering if there's a way to do. See, we have several. Oh yeah, see, red orchids are also overflowing, so that's not ideal. So I mean, I could easily barrel these. Oh, red orchids are going into here now too. Yes, we have several chests overflowing due to. So T-Love made an automation system for making rocket fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Which
and
requires
red orchids to do it, right?
Yeah, and he used red orchids to pretty much produce redstone. And I'm guessing that he hooked it up. See, I'm thinking what he did was hooked it up to. I'm trying to figure out where's my wrench. He dimensional transceivered it. So let's see, where's items go?
Oh my.
I don't understand how this dimensional transceiver is hooked up. It's not actually configured to do much of anything.
What about the vacuum chest behind you?
That could be.
Where does that go?
Is there a vacuum chest? There's a capacitor bank up here. Where's the vacuum chest?
Downstairs and behind you.
Ah, yes. Okay. So that goes up here. That goes upstairs. And directly up into here. So redstone is 16 by 64. So I think what we'll at the very least want to do is upgrade this barrel or this drawer, because it has drawer upgrades, so we can easily handle that. But that less will, fix the problem and more just postpone it. And then trying to figure out how this is making its way back to our main base.
I think it might actually be the dimensional transceiver, but we can't see what's on it because it's private. Or rather, it's not ours.
That could be. I'm going to pop back to my workshop and see if there's a dimensional transceiver anywhere nearby. So there is a dimensional transceiver up here, but it doesn't look like it's connected to item conduits. But yes, the amount of redstone we have showing up is severe. So here's a question. You ready? Do me a favor, Rex.
Favor away.
So see how there's 42 redstone in that end slot there?
No, I don't. Oh, okay. Yep.
Right, yep, cool. So I just dropped redstone. Is it increasing?
It did increase, yes.
Okay, so there's absolutely something hooked up with this chest.
Chest in the generator room?
The vacuum chest. I put the redstone into the vacuum chest and it showed up at our base. So that's a thing. So it is somehow getting there. The vacuum chest doesn't appear to be hooked up to the dimensional transceiver. The dimensional transceiver doesn't seem to have any, unless I'm missing it, item conduits hooked up to it.
I'm going to be cheeky and use my silk touch pick to get behind it.
Haha. Anything
What
particular?
There is like nothing back here.
Yeah, if you're holding a Yeta wrench, you'll see it.
Oh, right. Conduit.
Yeah, he's using a lot of facades. So, I mean, long story short, it is getting there, right? So that's absolutely happening. So now I just need to figure out how to handle the fact that we're getting lots of redstone, right? So, my first thought is let's... So we can either compress it into blocks or throw it into a drawer of some kind. Let me see. Crafter options. So if I look at this, the input for this dude, insert is -1 priority. And insert on these dudes is 5. Insert on these would probably be 0. 1. Okay. These all 1? That would be cool. So I can use 0 as a... Okay, so that would be cool. So let's do this. What I'd really like to do is measure the amount of iron or redstone or whatever inside a chest. I don't know.
Oh, you are in luck, my friend.
Wait, didn't McJady add it so that you could...
He certainly did.
Interesting. From a storage scanner, right?
No, it's a new tile.
Okay. Let me look into that and we'll be right back. Alright, we're back, guys. So this has not that much redstone in it and red orchids. So, I mean, they could, in theory, just be given void upgrades and call it a day, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. So these are configured for insert, priority -1.
Which is bad, it's -1. Maybe he got it in reverse.
Right. And I think he's also extract... okay. So the fact that this is not an independent system is probably the problem. So it looks like he's got it extracting, but it's on priority -1, which is the same as the default chest. And that's why it's probably going in there first and then being extracted into the default chests, which are higher priority. So that is a thing. So let's take a look at the storage terminal. Is that probably it? This terminal can be retrofitted with a storage control module so that you can access a storage scanner. Level emitter, sensor, inventory checker.
That's the one.
Is it storage terminal or is it inventory checker?
Inventory checker.
Cool. So inventory checker I've used on chests. Does it just now natively work on the storage terminal thing?
Yeah, hang on.
I'm noticing, by the way, like a
Level
really nice...
emitter, I'm sorry.
What's that?
You want the level emitter.
Level emitter. This block can be retrofitted with storage component so that you can count items in your storage. Yes, that's what I want. Absolutely. That is 100% what I want. So amount, routable, all inventories are considered, only routable inventories are, oh, that's neat. Or dictionary, that is super neat. That is super cool. So that is super cool. All right, so what I'll want to do then is basically, that is neat. Okay, so here's the dealio. I'm gonna make another storage scanner. Have you noticed that JEI integration with inventory panels is awesome? All of a sudden? Like, did you notice that right now it's like showing you exactly what you're missing?
You mean the storage module one or the panel one?
The panel one.
I haven't used panels in a long time.
Dude, you ready?
Yeah, watching.
So like, open up this inventory panel
Watching.
and go to shift-click storage scanner in there. Oh wait, hold on. Yes, use shift-click storage scanner in there. See how the machine block is highlighted in red?
Very cool.
That's showing you what's missing out of your entire inventory. That is awesome.
Yes.
That is super awesome. All right, so what I'm going to do is do this, and we're going to do level emitter. And we will do redstone. I don't know what these two blocks are for, or these two slots. One of them clearly accepts the item type. I don't know what the other slot is meant to do.
Maybe a min and a max?
Maybe?
Where is it? Where are you? You're above me. Oh.
This thing needs power.
It also doesn't have a manual entry yet. Are the slots different colors? Like, if I take that redstone out, well, is that okay?
1 sec, I need to move this closer to something. Goodness, this is difficult. Okay, so let's do this again. Storage scanner.
Oh, they don't need to be next to each other, by the way. You need a storage module controller.
Oh, really? That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
You
fancy.
should right-click your scanner, and then you right-click on your...
Oh, that's what that slot's for then.
Aha!
That's probably what that slot's for. Storage control module. That makes my life supremely easier. Let's see if that is actually the case. Hold on.
Oh boy, you have...
Oh, it's working. That is correct. You are correct, Vorax, and you are a savior. Let me tell you how cool that is right now. That is so cool.
Fairly cool, yes.
That is fairly cool. There is a lot of coolness involved right there. Let's see if we have conduits. I want the redstone kind. So this, we will make red for redstone. That is cool.
Very cool.
Okay. So I'm just thinking a little bit here. So if I had another one of these, I want to plan this out to be expandable for other resources that we might have an overabundance of.
You're going to use a redstone signal for shenanigans.
What do you mean?
Your emitter is going to do something?
Yes. It's going to control an item conduit going into a crafter, which crafts redstone into redstone blocks.
Aha.
So basically, if we have more than, right now it's set to 256, but I might even set it to 512. Like, I'll set it to 512 like that, then it'll say, hey, if you have more than 512 redstone, extract redstone out of your system, dump it into the crafter, and make redstone blocks. Cool beans?
Cool beans.
Okay. So we're going to want...
I'm actually going to be doing that same thing in reverse.
I might reverse it too. So we'll say this, and we'll say 512 as well. Now are you emitting? You are. Cool. So this, because it's iron, we'll make it like white. Cool. Nice. So that's for now what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put you away. So now we're gonna want a crafter of sorts, and I'm thinking the tier 3 crafter. So tier 1, tier 2. So this can store many recipes. Speed slow, redstone control ignored. Cool. And what's the filter slot do here? Cool. And then what's the other crafter option we have? Is just this one. Okay. So I'm thinking what I want to do here is set a recipe for redstone blocks. We'll keep one item in every inventory slot. Yeah, it's fine. Result of the crafting operation will go to the output buffer. So basically I do that and give it power. There we go. And we've got redstone. Nice. Sweet. Okay. So then the only other thing we need... So here's a question. If I came down here and set... So you're already set to in-out mode, and you are also set to extract active with signal. Okay. This is my iron chest. Let's do it with a redstone one. You're in-out active. So you're allowed to export redstone. That's actually kind of nice. So that's already set. So that's even awesomer. So is there any redstone hanging out here at the moment? Yeah, there's so much is. All right, so let's do this. You ready? And I'll rearrange this in a bit. Tilo's gonna yell at me.
What are you doing?
Like so much, but that's okay. He'll live.
You're ruining everything. You're ruining all this hard work.
So we're gonna want item conduits, and we're also gonna want basic item filters. So what we'll do is we'll put item conduits. Let's clean this up a little bit, shall we? One, two, three, four. That's good enough for me. And then we'll have item conduits coming up. So that'll go right there. And what we're going to do is set this item conduit to be insert filtered redstone. Okay, yeah, stop that. Stop it. Stop it. For now, you can be extract. Okay. Everything resort itself, would you? Okay. So that's cool. Just checking. So that probably came out of... I don't know what chest that came out of. It's all good though. We'll figure it out. So that's kind of a problem. It's not exactly how I wanted this to work. I might have to change things up a little bit. I thought you used to be able to turn on and off the insert side of an Ender IO conduit with redstone signal as well as the extract, but it looks like extract is the only one that's controllable with redstone.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's not exactly how I wanted it to work, but I can work around that. So YouTube, we'll be right back. All right, guys, change of plan. We're gonna do this with tier 1 crafters. So redstone into there. Apply. That should craft and be good. Cool. You're already set to extract, ignore it. So that's set still. And then we're gonna set this to on to activate. So that means that. And then we're also going to set this to, I'm gonna want get some cobble out of here. So if I set this on to activate, remember, and then we set always active, so that should clear it out, right? Cool. And then we set in and out. Cool. So look, it's going to fill up that redstone. Okay, but it's not going to fill anything else because it remembers it's supposed to have cobblestone in the slots. It's going to remember this, right? Then what I can do is hook this up to the redstone conduits here. And we're probably going to want this to be reversed. So let's remove this. That does not really affect our lighting, which is cool. We're going to say drop you for a minute. And we'll have redstone. We'll probably just stick this right here. And here. Is that cool? That works for me. Okay. And then we can have... Is this still configured, by the way? This is, but this is not. Okay, neat. So you're going to be redstone now? Because I wanted that on that side, and you can be off. We'll get iron for you. Iron was down here somewhere. Cool. And then this will be white. I'm just gonna let that stuff expire. I'm cool with that. You know what? You're gonna go here. Ah. Now, eventually we might have others here, but then this will go down here. That's going to turn this on, and now we should start crafting. Look at that. Cool. Okay. Now, I don't know where redstone blocks are going, but I want to add them to the existing filter list on here. So, dust and gems. We basically want redstone blocks to go in here. So merge. So now redstone blocks is part of it. Cool. So this is already being emptied out, which is good. I wouldn't mind a few more speed upgrades on these guys. But long story short, this should filter out now. So I'm going to give this a little bit of time, but if we look upstairs... I'm going to bump this up too. I want this to be 1024. So what is that? A decent number of stacks, right? So that should be cool. I mean, because 128 is 2, so 512 is 8, so 1024 is 16. That sounds right. So, you know what? 512 should be fine. So this is still running, right? In theory. Oh, you know what? Priorities. Let's check them. Dust and gems. This is priority 1. So this cleared out already, right? So we should make this a higher priority. So we should make this insert priority be like 5. So now it should start running again. Dust and gems. You should be extracting here. Oh, you extract on channel purple. Oh, well, okay. That I can manage. I don't know why he's got it extracting on channel purple, but rather than breaking. Now we're talking again. Cool. Just gonna clean up this inventory of mine. Sweet. So this is what I would call an improvement at this point. Nice. All right. So that's the plan, right? So we can detect how much overall redstone we've got. We can emit a redstone signal to a crafter, and then we'll just have multiple crafters along here, right? So we'll have several, and they'll just all be set to pull out of the chests below and, you know, turn ingots into blocks, right? And if we ever decide, hey, you know, I'm not sure if I want to have a reverse direction, because I think we would have to have another set, and I feel like that's unnecessary, right? Like if I come over here and I don't have enough redstone handy, then I just grab a block of redstone and I, you know, turn it into redstone dust and we're good. So I feel like that's pretty cool. So let's do the same for ores and metals, right? So you are set to extract on channel green, always active. Okay. Never active. So where were you going by chance? Over here. Huh. Oh, you know why? Okay, I know why. So yeah, let's do that. Let's use purple as the channel of choice. So we will extract on channel purple. So everything will come back. Cool. It's not leaving. So we'll have a purple one up there. I'll have to ask T-Love what channel purple's for, but if it has to be something different, we can make it pink, right? Or whatever. So similar setup here, right? So first off, we're going to want power. Then we're going to want iron ingots. We're going to specify this as the pattern. We're going to apply it. Do that. Remember current setup. Take these out again. Cool. And then we will have, much like here, we want to put a insert filter purple probably don't even need this filter, to be honest with you, because it's only going to do it. And then I want this to be on to activate, and we're going to want this to be color white. So as long as white is active, then we're good, right? And then we want the items to be in and out, insert on purple, extract on green, always active. That'll start throwing iron blocks down. And then if we jump downstairs, iron blocks are probably landing in here, as would be expected. We're just going to change them to land in our ores and metals chest. Cool. Merge. Cool. So now they should get pulled out of here, which they are, thrown into here. And then again, once we have less than 512, it'll stop. How cool is that, huh? I'm liking this a lot. I've always wanted to build systems like this, but it's always been really tricky to pull off. This is making it really good. All right, guys, so with that, I think we've probably reached a pretty good wrapping up point for the episode. So, mission accomplished. We have found a way to deal with an overabundance of resources. Now, it is a fact that we may eventually get to the point where we have so much redstone blocks that we have a problem. But when that problem occurs, maybe we'll go barrels or something, or storage drawers. Oh, look, it stopped running. Nice. Did it stop running? I think it stopped running. Dude, that is awesome. Redstone just finished. Iron might still be going? Yes, iron is still going, but iron should be finished soon as well. So, if we look in here, yes, redstone has stopped running because we don't have... Nice, that is so cool. That is awesome. Alright guys, so wrapping up point, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I am very much a fan of these level emitters. Alright guys, take it easy.